Hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep and welcome to this next session from 1000 most expected quant question series. We are in the part 13 today. I'm Saral Nashir with you once again. Would be discussing some questions from quantitative aptitude here and we'll be talking about all these questions just to prepare better for the quant section of the CAT exam. Okay, so before I start, can you all just confirm it once to me? Is everything fine? Am I audible and visible to all of you? So, what do we do in these sessions? We just discuss some questions which are quite expected from CAT's perspective. So, we have built these questions, or created these questions around the kind of questions that have appeared in CAT before. तो ये क्वेश्चन उनके आसपास ही आपको मिलेंगे that okay these kind of questions have appeared in CAT before, so these are the questions around that only. Okay, hi Rupashri, good afternoon, and very good afternoon to others as well. I think we can start with our class now. I'll show you a question and you'll be trying it too. Then after that, we'll be doing it together. That's how we'll be going ahead as well. So let's start with our first question today. Here is the first one. Please try it first. After that, we will do it together. This is the first question of the day. Please try it once. Hi, Musicore. Good afternoon. He's answered first. Once again, says D. Roopshri, others. Can I have any more answers before I move? I start discussing the question. So let's start discussing it. At their usual efficiency level, A and B together finish a task in 18 days. If A had worked half as efficiently as he usually does, and B had worked thrice as efficiently as he usually does, the task would have completed in 12 days. How many days would B take to finish the task if he works alone at his usual efficiency? So let us say that A makes A units in a day and B makes B units in a day. So at their usually efficiency level, he says they can finish a task in 18 days. So in 18 days, A will make 18 A units and in 18 days, B will make 18 B units. So this is the total work done by them. A will make 18 A units in these 18 days and B will make 18 B units. So the total work is 18 A plus 18 B. If A had worked half as efficiently as he usually does, that means if A makes A by 2 units in a day and B had worked thrice as efficiently as he does, that means B had made 3 B units in a day. The task would have been completed in 12 days. तो वो कह रहा तो 12 दिन में काम खत्म हो जाता. In 12 days, the work done by them would be equal to this, which is equal to 6A plus 36B. He says this is also equal to the work. Now the work is 18A plus 18B. The work is also 6A plus 36B. So that means I can equate them. 18A plus 18B is equal to 6A plus 36B, or 12A is equal to 18B, that is 2A is equal to 3B. We got the value of 2A is equal to 3B. So how many days would B take to finish the task if he works alone at his usual efficiency? If B works alone at his usual efficiency, in how many days he will complete the work? The point is, what is the work? The work is 18A plus 18B. If the work is 18A plus 18B, then I can also write it as 27B plus 18B. How 27B? Because 2A is equal to 3B. So from here I can say 2 into 9A, that is 18A, is 3 into 9B, that is 27B. तो इसका मतलब काम हमारा हो गया 45B. And B is making B units in a day. So if B is making B units in a day, he'll make 45 B units in 45 days. And by that logic, my answer becomes option D, which is equal to 45 here. I hope it is clear. Music core says assumed the total work as 72. So music core is saying that I have assumed the total work as 72. In that case, what he would have done? 72 अगर total work है तो 18 days में 4 यूनिट बनेंगी पर डे और 12 days में होगा तो 6 यूनिट्स बनेंगी पर डे. दो 36 भी लिया जा सकता था बट एनीवेज. Now this 4 is equal to A plus B and this 6 is equal to A by 2 plus 3B. इसको भी solve करके we can easily answer the question. Rather that's a better way of solving. Right? वो ज्यादा अच्छा तरीका है बजाय इस तरीके से करने का. 18 और 12 का एलसीएम लेते 72 यूनिट्स बनती. So if in 18 days 72 units are made, every day 4 are made. So A is making A in a day, B is making B in a day. तो हर रोज A plus B बना रहे हैं. और सेकंड केस में ए डेली ए बाई 2 बना रहा है क्योंकि हाफ एफिशिएंसी पे काम कर रहा है और बी डेली 3 भी बना रहा है क्योंकि थ्राइस पे काम कर रहा है. सो ए बाई 2 प्लस 3 बी इज इक्वल टू दिस. तो सिंपल इक्वेशंस हैं ए और बी की, सॉल्व करो और 72 को डिवाइड कर दो बी की वैल्यू से. यू गेट द आंसर फास्टर देन. दैट्स अ बेटर वे ऑफ डूइंग इट. वेरी गुड म्यूजिक कोर. So that was the first question with an answer of option D, 45 days. I'll move ahead to the second one. Here is the second one. So once again, Music Core has answered it. Anyone else? Let's start doing it. The wheels of bicycles A and B have radii of 50 and 60 respectively. While traveling a certain distance, each wheel of A required 2000 more revolutions than each wheel of B. If bicycle B traveled this distance in 50 minutes, then the speed of bicycle B in kilometer per hour. Chaliye. So first of all, bicycle A have a radii of 50 centimeters. So can I say the circumference of each tire of A is 2 pi r, that is 2 into pi into 50, or you can say 100 pi. And similarly, circumference of cycle B, each tire of cycle B is 2 into pi into 60, that is equal to 120 pi. Question says while traveling a certain distance, each wheel of A required 2000 more revolutions than each wheel of B. Let us say each wheel of B required R revolutions. So each wheel of A requires R plus 2000 revolutions to cover a certain distance. They both are covering the same distance. The only thing is, whatever is the number of revolutions done by B, number of revolutions by A is 2000 more. Now, in R revolutions of 120 pi each, B would cover how much distance? It is 120 pi into R. And how much distance would A cover? It is 100 pi into R plus 2000. And they both have covered the same distance, so I can equate them. Pi से pi cancel out हो जाएगा. Then 20 से 6 पे जाएगा, ये 5 पे जाएगा. I get 6R is equal to 5R plus 10,000 और R is equal to 10,000. So यहां से मुझे total number of revolutions पता लग गए. That is 10,000 for cycle B. अब बी के रेवोल्यूशन इतने हैं तो टोटल डिस्टेंस कितना होगा बी का? द टोटल डिस्टेंस कवर्ड बाय बी, राइट, इज हाउ मच? इट इज 120 पाई इंटू 10,000 रेवोल्यूशंस. ये टोटल डिस्टेंस है बी का, एंड दे हैव कवर्ड इट इन 50 मिनट्स. So that means if we have to find the speed, we have to divide the distance by time, that is equal to speed. But the problem is distance सेंटीमीटर्स में है, मुझे किलोमीटर पर आवर चाहिए. सेंटीमीटर को किलोमीटर्स में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए आई डिवाइड बाय 100 and 1000 बिकॉज 100 सेंटीमीटर्स आर 1 मीटर, तो 100 से डिवाइड किया मीटर्स में कन्वर्ट हो गया. एंड 1000 मीटर्स आर 1 किलोमीटर, 1000 से डिवाइड किया तो किलोमीटर्स में कवर हो गया. बट 50 इज ऑल्सो इन मिनट्स, मुझे तो पर आवर चाहिए, तो 50 मस्ट बी डिवाइडेड बाय 60 टू कवर इट इन आवर्स. तो इसको हमने डिवाइडेड बाय 60 कर दिया है, दैट्स इट. तो अब ये 1000 से 1000 कैंसल आउट हो गया, 100 से 10 और एक जीरो कैंसल आउट हो गया, 1 जीरो विल कैंसल आउट विद दिस जीरो. आई गेट 12 into 6, 72 pi divided by 5, which is equal to 14.4 pi. So yes, option D is the right answer once again for us. The right answer for us is option D. However, to find out these revolutions, we could have done a little smaller way of doing that. देखिए, जिस रेशियो में रेडियस होते हैं उसी रेशियो में आपके सर्कमफेरेंस होते हैं. सो देयर सर्कमफेरेंस आर इन ए रेशियो 5:6. If the ratio of circumference is 5:6, the distance covered by them, right, the revolutions taken by them to cover the same distance would be in a ratio of 6:5. मतलब 30 का डिस्टेंस कवर करने में ये 6 रेवोल्यूशन लेगा, ये 5. So to cover the same distance, they would be having revolutions in the inverse ratio. but जितना छोटा साइकिल होगा उतना ज्यादा revolutions होंगे. When the radius is larger, you will have lesser revolutions. तो इनवर्स रेशियो हो जाएगा. अब रेवोल्यूशंस का रेशियो 6:5 है. क्वेश्चन कहता है रेवोल्यूशंस में 2000 का डिफरेंस है, यहां 1 का आ रहा है. सो इफ 1 is equal to 2000, 6 must be 12,000 and 5 must be 10,000. It could have straight away given us the number of revolutions of B. After that, we could have calculated the speed of B. So that was the second question. I'm sure it is understood. The correct answer is 14.4 pi. I'll go ahead to question number 3. Here is question number 3 now. Any answer for this question number 3? See, there is a direct shortcut for doing these kind of questions. If you knew the shortcut, I am sure you would have done it by now, right? If you're taking some time, that means probably you do not know about it. So, if you go by that method where you find out multiples of 2, 3, 5, 7, then you add those multiples of 2 and 3, 3 and 5, 5 and 7, 2 and 5, 5 and 2 and 7, 3 and 7, वो बहुत लेंदी प्रोसेस हो जाएगा. तो पहले आप 2, 3, 5, 7 के मल्टीपल्स निकालोगे, फिर 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7, 3, 5, 3, 7, 5, 7 के मल्टीपल्स निकालोगे, फिर 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 7, 3, 5, 7, 2, 5, 7 उसके मल्टीपल्स निकालोगे, फिर 2, 3, 5, 7 के. That's a very long process. In these questions, actually, Toshan theorem can be used straight away. That is, देखिए 210 जो है ना, it's a multiple of 2, 3, 5 and 7, all of them, right? So we should do one thing. 210 multiplied by 1 minus 1 by 2, it will give you all the numbers which are not a multiple of 2. Multiplied by 1 minus 1 by 3, it will give you multiples of numbers which are not a multiple of 3. Multiplied by 1 minus 1 by 5, not a multiple of 5, and multiplied by 1 minus 1 by 7, which are not a multiple of 7. So that's how I get to know those numbers which are not divisible by 2, not divisible by 3, not divisible by 5, and not divisible by 7. Now 210 into 1 by 2 is 1, sorry, this is 210 into 1 by 2 into 2 by 3 into 4 by 5 into 6 by 7. Now 2, 3, 5, 7 straight away cancels out with 210 and I get 6 into 4 into 2, that is option D. 48 is the right answer for this question. That is a direct way of doing this question. Now here you might have a question, sir, what if he had asked about 1, 2, 3 up to 220? Now 220 is not a multiple of 2, 3, 5, 7. Then what would we do? I would still suggest find out till 210 using this method, and for 210 to 220 find them out. I mean just one by one. From 211 to 220, what all numbers are there which are neither divisible by 2, nor by 3, nor by 5, nor by 7? So I can count them there. That okay, 212 is divisible by 2, 213 is divisible by 6, 3, then 214 is divisible by 2. ऐसा करके बाकी हटा देंगे, कोई बच जाएगा तो उसमें ऐड कर देंगे. So that's how you do these kind of questions. That's a small way of doing that. Okay. I'm sure it is understood. Question number 3 it was. I'll move ahead. Question number 4 पे आते हैं. ये बताइए अब. Musicor once again got the answer very fast, and this was a question worth doing fast enough. How many factors of this are perfect squares which are greater than 1? Now the number is 2 to the power 6 into 3 to the power 5 into 10 square. Now 10 square can further be written as 2 square into 5 square. So ultimately it becomes 2 to the power 8 into 3 to the power 5 into 5 square. So how many factors are perfect squares greater than 1? तो पहली बात, perfect square factors कौन से होते हैं? Perfect square factors are those factors in which powers are even numbers. So यहाँ पे powers even number में क्या क्या हो सकती हैं? 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. यहाँ पे powers even numbers में क्या क्या हो सकती हैं? 0, 2, 4. और यहाँ powers even numbers में क्या क्या हो सकती हैं? 0 and 2. So 5 powers here, 3 here and 2 there. So 5 3s are 15, 2s are 30 factors are there which are perfect squares. This number has 30 factors which are perfect squares. And he says how many factors are there which are greater than 1. तो greater than 1 इनमें से कितने हैं? उसके लिए इन 30 में से एक हटा दीजिए which is equal to 1. These 30 have one factor as 1 itself. उसको हटा दीजिए, we are left with 29. So my answer is option B. There are 29 factors which are greater than 1 and are perfect square. So that's the right answer, option B. Okay, that's a pretty simple question, directly based upon फैक्टर्स आता है तो आपको काफी आसान लगेगा ये वाला क्वेश्चन करने में. आगे चलते हैं क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 की तरफ. हियर इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 5. It's a very good question. Such kind of questions have appeared in CAT. So therefore, I would want you to discuss this question for sure. और इसमें हम कोशिश करेंगे 2-3 सॉल्यूशंस डिस्कस करने की अलग अलग. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू ट्राई. चलिए करना शुरू करते हैं. In the year 2010, a farm had a total of 6,500 trees of two varieties, that is coconut and palm. In the year 2015, the farm had a total of 7,325 trees in these two varieties. So I can see the number of trees increased by 825. During this period, there was 10% increase in the number of coconut trees, while there was 15% increase in the number of palm trees. How many coconut trees are there in the farm in the year 2015? Two ways of doing it, rather three ways of doing it. I'll talk about them one by one. First, the most common one is, let us say there were a total of X coconut trees in 2010. In 2010, there were X coconut trees. So palm trees कितने रहे होंगे? 6,500 minus X. Now this X increased by 10%. So 0.1 times of X. And this 6,500 minus X increased by 15%. So 0.15 times of 6,500 minus X. This whole thing, it is equal to what? It is equal to 825 because the number of trees increased by 825, that is 7,325 minus 6,500. अब यहां से आ जाता है मेरे पास 0.15x प्लस 15 5 जा 75 7 15 6 जा 90 plus 7 is 97 minus 0.15x is equal to 825. So I can say 0.05x is equal to 150. So x is equal to 3000. So इससे मुझे सीधा मिल जा रहा है द नंबर ऑफ ट्रीज, कोकोनट ट्रीज इन 2010 वर 3000. क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है 2015 में कितने होंगे, तो 10% बढ़ के कितने हो जाएंगे? 3300. सो बाय दैट लॉजिक आई कैन से my answer is option A, that is equal to 3300. That's one way of answering this question. This is one of the ways of answering this question. Now let's talk about the second way as well. दूसरे के बारे में बात करते हैं. See, how many coconut trees are there in the farm in 2015? Coconut trees increased by 10%. So in 2015, coconut trees should be 1.1 times of the coconut trees in 2010, right everyone? If they have increased by 10%, something increased by 10% becomes 1.1 times. So coconut trees become 1.1 times of the number of trees in 2010. जितने 2010 में थे उसका 1.1 टाइम्स हो गए होंगे. 1.1 मतलब 11 by 10 times. इसका मतलब मेरे नंबर ऑफ ट्रीज 11 का मल्टीपल आएगा. This is not a multiple of 11. This is not a multiple of 11. Only option A and D are multiples of 11. 3300 is a multiple of 11 of 3000 और ये मल्टीपल है 3500 का. और आपको ध्यान देना होगा, तो ये हमारा जब 3000 आता है तो ये 3500 ही तो आता है, इसीलिए वो दोनों दे रखे हैं, दैट यू कैन मेक एनी काइंड ऑफ मिस्टेक. नाउ देयर आर ओनली टू ऑप्शंस व्हिच आर मल्टीपल्स ऑफ 11, सो आई वुड से ट्राई एनी वन. कोई एक ट्राई करके देख. जैसे मान लीजिए मैं ये लेके चलता हूं. So 3000 coconut trees the. Now the number of coconut trees is 3300. Now palm trees must have been 3500. Now how many palm trees are there? They have increased by 15%. तो जरा इसका 15% निकाल लो. That is 525. 525 इसमें ऐड करोगे 4025 आता है और ये ऐड होके 7325 बनता है. It satisfied. This is the answer. Had it not satisfied, D was the answer. In any case, I would have to do only one calculation. Through that also, I could have answered this question. That's the second way. Using options, we could have done it. अब मैं थर्ड केस के बारे में बात करता हूं. थर्ड इज एलिगेशन. अब यहां पे एलिगेशन थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो रहा था, अदरवाइज एलिगेशन कैन बी यूज्ड इन दीज काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस एज वेल. कैसे? In the coconut trees, we see there is a 10% increase. In the palm trees, there is a 15% increase. What is the overall increase? The overall increase is 825 on a base of 6500. अब ये कैलकुलेट करने में हमारा फ्रैक्शनल आ रहा था, दैट वाज द प्रॉब्लम. क्योंकि ये 5 से 13 पे जाएगा और ये 5 से जाएगा कितने पे? 5 1 जा 5, 5 6 जा 30 एंड 5 5 जा. दिस कम्स आउट टू बी 165 बाय 13%. तो इन दोनों का डिफरेंस मैं यहां लिख देता हूं, दैट इज 35 बाय 13%. और इन दोनों का डिफरेंस मैं यहां लिख देता हूं, दैट इज 30 बाय 13%. अब इससे मुझे रेशो मिल जाएगा नंबर ऑफ कोकोनट एंड पाम ट्रीज का, विच इज 30:35. अब वो 30:35 भी आपको आंसर दे देगा सीधा, दैट 3000 इज द नंबर ऑफ कोकोनट ट्रीज एंड 3500 इज द नंबर ऑफ पाम ट्रीज. दैट्स द थर्ड वे ऑफ डूइंग दिस क्वेश्चन. और जनरली इनमें से कोई ना कोई केस आपको कहीं ना कहीं डिस्कस होता हुआ दिख जाता है. नाउ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द फोर्थ केस एज वेल, जो नॉर्मली आप लोग डिस्कस करते हुए नहीं देखते होगे, बिकॉज इट्स प्योरली लॉजिक बेस्ड सॉल्यूशन दैट आई एम डिस्कसिंग विद यू नाउ. और ये आप बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस में यूज कर सकते हैं, स्पेशली इन ऑल दोस क्वेश्चंस वेयर यू सी एलिगेशन कैन बी यूज्ड. अब इसमें जैसे एलिगेशन थोड़ा मुश्किल हो रहा था, तो कोई और तरीका क्या मैं यूज कर सकता हूं, ध्यान से सुनिएगा. ये आई एम गिविंग यू गुड सॉल्यूशन नाउ. We have 6500 all trees, some coconut, some palm. Let us say all the trees are coconut trees. Let us assume all coconut trees are coconut trees and palm trees are zero. These coconut trees increase by 10%, palm trees increase by 15%. So 6500 में 10% का increase होगा तो 650 का increase आएगा. But we are looking for an increase of 825. सही है? If all 6500 were coconut trees, according to 10% increase, they would have increased by 650. But we are looking for an increase of 825. इसका मतलब मुझे 175 का इंक्रीज और चाहिए. I need an extra increase of 175. How would I get an extra increase? When I shift 100 trees from coconut to palm, the increase becomes 10% के बजाय 15%. That means we get an increase of extra 5% of 100, that is 5. मतलब 100 trees जब उधर शिफ्ट होते हैं तो ट्रीज में 5 का इंक्रीज हो जाता है. मुझे कितना इंक्रीज चाहिए? 175 का. हाउ मेनी टाइम्स 100 ट्रीज शुड बी शिफ्टेड? 35 टाइम्स. इसका मतलब 3500 ट्रीज आप इधर शिफ्ट कर दीजिए, you will be left with 3000 trees here. So by that logic, I can say the number of coconut trees should be 3000 in 2010 and 3300 in 2050. So that's the fourth way of doing this question. I'm sure all of you have understood this. This is just shifting from one point to other point, looking at the extra increase that we need. Through that, we got the answer for this question. So these are the four ways. I'm sure in some cases, some method can be used. In some cases, some other method can be used. That's how you can logically think about these things. That was question number 5. Let's move ahead to question number 6. ये रहा आपके सामने. Give me the answer now. Any answer, guys? Music or anyone else? Let us do this as well. A cyclist leaves A at 10 a.m. and reaches B at 11 a.m. Starting from 10:01, every minute a motorcycle leaves A and moves towards B. 45 such motorcycles reach by 11 a.m. All motorcycles have the same speed. If the cyclist increases his speed by 150%, how many motorcycles would have reached B by the time cyclist reached B? Priyaga has answered as option B. Very good, Priyaga. Let's see what is the right answer here. So question says the cyclist leave from here at 10 a.m. Let's say he leaves from here at 10 a.m. and he reach the other end, that is B, at 11 a.m. Starting from 10:01 a.m. a cyclist leave from here, motorcyclist leave from here every minute. So next जाएगा 10:02 पे, next जाएगा 10:03 पे. They'll keep on going. 45 such motorcycles reach B by 11 a.m. So that means the last motorcycle that reached B was the motorcycle that started at 10:45. 45 पहुंचे हैं तो last 10:45 वाला है. तो can I say that this motorcycle would have reached here by 11 a.m. ये 10:45 पे चली होगी तभी तो 11 एएम पे पहुंची होगी. एंड दिस मस्ट बी द लास्ट, क्योंकि 10:46 वाला 11 एएम के बाद गया होगा, राइट. देयरफॉर ओनली 45 पीपल रीच देयर बाय दिस टाइम. तो 10:45 वाला 11 एएम पे पहुंचा, मतलब द मोटरसाइकिल टेक्स 15 मिनट्स टू रीच बी, whereas the cyclist take 60 minutes to reach B. Now the question says the cyclist increased his speed by 150%. When you increase the speed by 150%, that means you have increased your speed by 3 by 2. That means your speed becomes 5 by 2 times. स्पीड को आप 150% से बढ़ा रहे हैं, मतलब वो 3 by 2 से बढ़ा रहे हैं. स्पीड 3 by 2 से बढ़ेगी तो 5 by 2 टाइम्स हो जाएगी. इफ योर स्पीड हैज बिकम 5 by 2 टाइम्स, नाउ यू आर गोइंग टू टेक 2 by 5 टाइम ऑफ दैट. तो अब साइक्लिस्ट कितना टाइम लेगा वहां पहुंचने में? द साइक्लिस्ट विल टेक 24 minutes to reach B. So the cyclist which started from here at 10 a.m. now will reach here at 10:24. So now the last cyclist that is going to meet him will reach here at 10:24. And the motorcyclist take only 15 minutes from here. That means जो last यहाँ से चला था, he must have started at 10:09. 15 minutes लेके वो 10:24 पे पहुंचा होगा. That means these are those 9 motorcyclists which met the cyclist on the way. So my answer is equal to 9. So Prayaga, you were absolutely correct. The right answer for this question is option B. That's equal to 9. Very, very good. Brilliant question. And as I said before, these are those kind of questions that have appeared in CAT. We have, created the questions around the actual CAT questions only. तो आप ये मान सकते हो बिल्कुल सेम इसी तरह का क्वेश्चन CAT में आ चुके हैं पहले से. Okay. So B9 is the right answer for question number 6. I'm sure it is understood to all of you. I'll move ahead from here, from question number 6 to the next one now. Question number 7 on your screen. It's here. Give me the answer. Any answer for question number 7? Let's do this then. Pranay alone can do a job in 15 days while Kamal alone can do it in 30 days. Pranay starts the job and after 3 days Kamal joins him. After a few more days, Nitesh joins them and they together finish the job. If Nitesh has done 10% of the job, then in how many days was the job done? That's what the question is asking us. Let's start doing this. First of all, let's take the LCM of 15 and 30. So I am assuming the total work to be 30 units, which means Pranay is making 1 unit every day and Kamal is making Pranay is making 2 units every day and Kamal is making 1 unit every day. Pranay starts the work. So on one day, Pranay starts the work. And after 3 days, so he worked for 3 days. After working for 3 days, Kamal joins him. So now Pranay and Kamal, they both start the work from a point. Again, after a few more days, Nitesh joins them. So that means P and K are working. Along with them, Nitesh is also working. And they finish the job. When did they finish the job? I do not know. If Nitesh has done 10% of the job, in how many days was the job done? If Nitesh has done 10% of the job, can I say Nitesh has made 3 units? So let's forget about Nitesh. Can I say that in all these days, total 27 units are made? Nitesh की 3 अलग कर दी जो उसने बनाई थी. So now I just know that first 3 days P worked alone and after that P and K both worked together for a few days to complete the work. अब पहले 3 दिन में P ने 6 units बना दी होंगी. उसके बाद पी एंड के आर मेकिंग 2+1 3 यूनिट्स एवरी डे. अब 3 यूनिट्स हर रोज बनाएंगे तो बची हुई 27 माइनस 1 21 यूनिट्स कितने दिन में बनाएंगे? 21 डिवाइडेड बाय 3 दैट इज 7 days. So the total days taken to finish the job is 3 days plus 7 days, that is equal to C 10 days. So 10 is the right answer for us. And that was question number 7. I am sure it is understood. This brings us to the last question of the day. This is the last question. Try this question now. Try to answer this last question, then I'll move ahead from here. Arjun has got the answer. Very good. Music core has got the answer. So now we have got two people suddenly appearing and answering the question. दो लोगों ने इतनी जल्दी आंसर किया है. That means we can start discussing it now. In an examination, Rajesh score was 1/5 of the sum of the scores of Prema and Anjana. Rajesh score is 1/5 of the scores of Prema and Anjana. After a review, the score of each of them increased by 8. The revised scores of Anjana, Prema, and Rajesh are 12 is to 9 is to 5. So Anjana is to Prema is to Rajesh is 12 is to 9 is to 5. Anjana's score exceeded Rajesh by how much? So I'm sure Arjun and Music Core they have been able to answer it this fast. Reason is देखिए अगर स्कोर सबके 8 से इंक्रीज हो जाएंगे still the difference between the scores would remain the same. So at this stage, I see the difference between the scores of Anjana and Rajesh is 7. That means my answer should be a multiple of 7. अब 7 का multiple ही उनमें से एक है. By that logic, I can straight away say D is the right answer. ये तो एक आसान सा तरीका है. Otherwise, I would say after revision, their scores has become 12, 9, 5. मतलब their scores are 12K, 9K and 5K. These are the scores after they were increased by 8. तो पहले क्या रहे होंगे? 12K minus 8, 9K minus 8 and 5K minus 8. ये इनके scores रहे होंगे इससे पहले, right? And at this stage, Rajesh score was 1/5 of P and A score. That means this 5K minus 8 was 1/5 of 12K minus 8 plus 9K minus 8. इसका 1/5 रहा होगा. क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए, 25k माइनस 40 इज 21k माइनस 16 एंड दिस गिव्स मी 4k इज इक्वल टू 24 और k इज इक्वल टू 6। और जैसे आप k को 6 रख देंगे, ये बन जाएगा 72, ये बन जाएगा 30 एंड द डिफरेंस विल कम आउट टू बी 42। और ये डिफरेंस चाहे 8 बढ़ाने के बाद हो या पहले हो, फर्क नहीं पड़ता। अगर आप यहां से भी डिफरेंस निकालोगे तो वही वो 8 कम करके 64 माइनस 22 बन जाएंगे। इन एनी केस द आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी 42 ओनली। ओके सर, प्लीज टीटा क्वेश्चंस भी इंक्लूड कीजिएगा। बिल्कुल म्यूजिक को, दैट्स ए वेरी गुड सजेशन दो, वी शुड हैव टेकन देम बाय नाउ। नेक्स्ट क्लास से हम कोशिश करेंगे टीटा क्वेश्चंस भी इसमें इंक्लूड करने की। So that was question number 8 for all of you. I'm sure this was understood. That was the last question of the day. Now, currently we have a 3 days free trial access for all of you for our program. So just go to our app, put your mobile number, and then you can see all our videos and all our programs, and then you can take a decision of joining us for the CAT 2024 preparation as well. Also, if you are appearing for Maharashtra CT, we have a currently running batch with all of that written on the screen, and it is all being offered at a very nominal price of 4,800 currently. So you can definitely take use of this. On 4th of February, you have a session by Srinivas sir on BYJU'S exam prep app. We'll be talking about why, how, and when of MBA at 11 a.m. Do not forget to join in this session. And just after 3 more days, I would be there talking about DILR strategy for CAT 2024. Once again on 7th February at BYJU'S exam prep app at 7 p.m. Our All India Open Mock is starting now from 9th of February to 18th February. These are free mock tests for everyone. So all of you can write to get to know about your current standing in your preparation, and then you can of course carve a chart for your preparation in the upcoming days. Our CAT College Predictor tool, I am sure you all must have tried this. The link for that would be given to you in the description. Going to that link, you just have to put in your profile and it will exactly tell you which all IIMs are there in which you are eligible, where you are not eligible, and if you are eligible, then what percentile you should be looking at to get a call from that. Also, if you have any further questions regarding any program, you can get a one-to-one counseling session from us by filling up this form. You will find it in the comment section as well in the description. तो इस फॉर्म को फिल कर दीजिएगा and you can take a one-to-one counseling from us in which you can ask any kind of questions, and this is absolutely free for all of you. For any further questions, you can talk to our counselors, and you can also find us on all these media handles. That's all from my side, guys. Thank you very much. I'm sure this session was useful. We'll meet again now in the next class. Till then, bye bye and take care. Arun Kumar is saying something. Sir, I'm BYJU'S student 22-23. Can I please know when we can expect CAT 24 mocks? Arun, we are starting with the first mock in February itself. That is from 9th of February. So it is starting from 9th of February. The first mock is there. Sir, I am unable to doing STD problems because of many concepts. Can you tell what to do for STD? Probably you are talking about time, speed, and distance, Arjun. You can watch our videos on YouTube where we have discussed this. For theoretical part, you can do one thing. As you have been a student, you must be having the previous material too. Plus, you can also go through the NCERT books. उससे भी आप देख सकते हो सारा का सारा. तो उसमें conceptually बहुत कम होता है. Points बस इतना है, आपकी practice अच्छी होनी चाहिए questions की. Then you can do all of them fast. Okay, everyone. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much now.